Bonjour. Have to excuse me. Trying to get my shoe on without undoing the laces. Right, for all you Tempest haters out there, just to really wind you up, I've got another one. So, I've mentioned previously, we're going to head outside, but just to let you know, it's rather windy. So just bear me 2 ticks. Master Evan is out here already. Hi Ev. Loser. Whatever. Oh, it's nice in the sun. Right, we're heading round the back of the pond. So, skimmer, 20,000 vary, runs along here, and at the moment, remember I fandangled this array of beautiful flexi pipes. Tempest had a dead spot in the corner, so I've got an underwater return that goes down nearly 1.5 meters. Not convinced the fish haven't been catching themselves on the bottom of that, so I wanted to do away with it anyway. Oh shit. This is an absolute mess. I've not liked this for a long time. As I always say, they are koi fry that I weren't going to bother with, but I've ended up with. Pressure filter, so this returns to the pond to 5,000 litres an hour. I've got 10,000 litres an hour running through this pressure filter. Every time I clean the damn thing out, I was going to give it a go, and I know a lot of people knock me. Yeah, you're quite right to knock me, because I've still not changed my mind. They are shit. They harbour dirt, they harbour bacteria, absolute crap. So at the moment that feeds 10,000 litres an hour into the back shower. So what I'm going to do is get rid of this. Over in that corner I've got an air stone to increase my oxygen levels. I don't really need that in that corner. I didn't really have a dead spot, so I'm going to move that to here, and that will help get rid of the dead spot in this corner. It'll also oxygenate the water. If you go over to one of Terry's videos, it'll actually show you in terms of oxygen coming out of a backy shower, it's actually reduced coming out as to what it is going in. So I had a watch of that, pretty damn interesting. So bring the air into this corner, going to move this off here. I'm then going to move them round the other side. So we're going to have 2, move back a bit, we're going to have 2 Tempests, and I'm going to notch over the 5,000. I'm going to be a bit cheeky and actually put a little bit more through them. So probably going to be running about 12,000 litres an hour through the 2 Tempests, and then they can go straight into the backy shower. The other thing that's going to do at the moment is where this piece of pants rubbish is catching pretty much 0, I'm getting a heck of a lot of detritus and debris coming through, and it's getting caught up in the filter matting, whatever it's called, the cotton stuff, the white. So it's doing my engine. I'm having to literally change that every day, which is a real pain. And that's because, I don't know if I said it, this thing's crap. On your goldfish ponds and that, they're probably really good, but not for the literage I'm putting through it. So what I'm going to need to do is I'm going to have to make a custom stand for up the top. Going to get these cut. These are all solvent welded, so I'm actually going to have to try and get the heat gun on these to get them out. This one's not too bad because I can just cut and tee, but the bottom one, obviously that needs to be sticking out the same amount as the top one. Otherwise the bottom's going to need to be wider than the top, if that makes sense. If it doesn't make sense, don't panic, because it will do in just a minute when I actually get round to doing it. Be patient, catch you in a bit. Alright, so we've just got that removed. All I've done is cut these for now. I'll leave that in situ. But there's the offending valve that we need. So what I need to do now is heat both sides of that joint up. Empty it out for a start. So I need to heat both of these up. So we're going to go back to the garage where we've got a tidy space. It's going to give me a good opportunity to give this a good clean. Those of you know, before I got the jacket on it, I left it off for quite some time, so I did get quite a bit of green build up. Yeah, so it's going to give me a chance to give it a good scrub and start again. Right, that's all I've done. Put a bit of water in there, then I'm going to give it a good shake. So once you're heated up and you got the glue going, literally get your long nose pliers on it and just peel her off. So this is the old glue. Obviously there's a certain amount of tidying up to do in here now. A lot of that you can see is bugs, but because we're heating up the inside, that'll be all right. All right, so there you go. That's just add the drum sander in it, just very quickly, just to tidy it off. Obviously I'll give it a good clean out in a minute, but these are about $12.99, and that's not disastrous, but I've got 2 of those that I need to do. So 13 quid, so 26 quid just on fittings is overkill. You just don't need to do it. So give them a good heat up, give them a nice little sand back. They don't look as pretty as they do when they were brand new, but make sure the inside, a little bit more sanding to do with a finer grit. But, yeah, she will solve and fit once again. So there you go, being conservative, that's probably taken about 10 minutes of my time. I say, don't look overly pretty, but it's functional, still works as it should, and it will solvent weld again. Slap plenty of glue on it. So I've got 2 of these to do, so 20 minutes, and I'll save myself, what did I say, 26 quid. So 20 minutes, I wouldn't mind earning that as an hourly rate. Plus it saves me going down the shop to get one. But yeah, I use a flame. I have used the paint heat gun. But A, the flame is good fun. B, it smells good. And C, was fire, innit? Definitely don't need a D when you got a C that looks like that. Fittings everywhere. Tempest. One of the piss takes of these Tempests is use the pressure pipe to connect these. But this is just too wide for the actual pressure pipe, so you end up faffing around. So the plan is to join each one by a T, which is sitting there, true fashion. Got all these bits out of my old boxes and that, but I ain't got the bits that I need. There's the ledge it's all going to sit on. So down there now is just the single run through from the skimmer, and I've left it on a flexi connector for the sole reason, if I ever need to, I can disconnect it at that point and bypass. I don't want to put extra fit extra pipe work. Excuse me, but yeah, so that's ready to come up, and obviously that will come up in and then one back. But like I say, forgot most bits, but that is not the coolest news, is it, Ted? So my neighbour has just popped her head over the fence, and bless her heart, she's in her 80s. Let me get out of the wind. She's in her 80s, and she said, "Do you want these? They belong to my late husband." And I said, "Yes, I do, and I'm bringing them back to fashion." Got me some clip-ons, baby. Oh yeah, tell me I'm not cool. Shades, normal glasses. Who's the fool? Saved myself switching over. Shades, glasses. Yeah, they're coming back. Alright, so just getting ready to join the T's. So just rough cut, or cut and roughed up some 1.5 inch pipe. So I'll just sit on there, and obviously that'll fit in there. But yeah, done them all even, so hopefully they sit nicely. And then we start putting it together. I had to nip down the shop again because, like I say, as usual, I've forgotten something, and I'm still rocking them. Stay safe. Right, here we go, making progress. So it's on the stand. I'm really not sure whether we're going to have leaks on these joints. They don't go together well at all. This is definitely good quality 1.5 inch. The pipe work, I didn't use the Wazers, Tempests, BAs, whatever it's called. I use my own 1.5 inch pipe. It's just these, they're just such a loose fitting. Typical EA really. Didn't want to budget. But this is all nice and solid. I don't like the brackets that come with it, so just use a bit of steel bracket bracing. I'll put another bit on this end. Doesn't need it, but I'll do it anyway. And now we've got to go to the other side and start bringing it up. Right. So just checking out for leaks. It's all a bit bodgy. What we'll do Done this one in a flexible in case there's any movement up the top. But touch wood, all these joints that I said would leak, EA, take it back. Oh, it's jazz ball. How much poo? I've only just switched it on. Oh. Ooh. So it just runs up through the Tempest, comes up out of the Tempest, around. So I'll flip you over. Let's just have a walk round. Should have just showed you the blade. So the blade, that's 10,000 litres, well, slightly less at the moment. I will bump it up in a bit once I know there's no leaks. So from up the top, have a look. That's running into here. I've got no filter floss in there at the moment, but I will have shortly. And hopefully what's coming through is a lot cleaner. But you know what, it looks quite cool. It's a spaceship. Spaceship where the captain wears cool shades. Bonjour! Everyone's extremely embarrassed of my glasses. I am not. Right, so just a quick update. Let's go out of the wind. Let's go out of the wind. So just a quick update. So, crikey, I'm nearly 3 weeks now. I've got to do some of these. Oh, jeez, they are terrible, aren't they? My daughter's... Stop! And this... Piss off. You can clear off. Nothing wrong with them. Right, where was I? Sorry. So, I could see myself on the screen. Let's put them down for a minute. So, yes, I'm 3 weeks in, and a few people have asked for another update, see how long term is with the Trident. It's had a real test. So I've done a chloramine T treatment the last 7 days. Did 4 days. Is it 4 days? Yeah, parasite treatment, chloramine T. So I did 4 days, and then I forgot to turn my UV back on. So it's been off about 7 days. So I was having a lot of green build up. Couldn't work out why. I'm back to cleaning the Trident every 2 days, 3 days. Easily 2 days, but I can leave it for 3 if I need to. But yeah, couldn't work out why, and then realised that my UV's off. So the pond was looking a bit murky. The UV's back on now, and the Trident seems to have settled back down. So it's had a real test, but the water is still clear. I'm happy with it. So a lot of you would have seen, I've seen a lot on the forums, on the Facebook groups, that obviously the adverts disappeared from eBay. So speaking to Neil, few issues with eBay. Couldn't really, I mean, he's I've said before, the level of service he wants to offer is extremely high. Wasn't really getting that with eBay, so he's actually just finishing or just finished building a website. So what I'm going to do is I'll leave a link down here, so that will come across somewhere here. So you can order the, obviously for the 320, the 220, the Trident, but also keep an eye out on there for news for the EasyPod. So he's just at the latter or the final stages of testing that. He's given it several months. He says it's going really well. So keep an eye on that. Hopefully we'll be testing it on the channel once it's ready. He's just making some sort of micro adjustments at the moment. But early signs are extremely good. So if you've got an EasyPod, it'd be a good one to look out for. And hopefully you'll see that on this channel. But yeah, as I say, visit this website if you want to get in touch with the man, or if you want to place your order or have a read. There's other bits on the website as well. But yeah, if we have a quick walk down, we can have a look at the pond, how it is at the moment. So, as I said, even though the UV's been off, see how frying there, that? Everyone's on the bottom. I've been fussing around, so all a bit spooked out. But yeah, still crystal clear. And the thing is, I've got a bit of a tinge to the water again, which I'd managed to clear, but that's my own fault for leaving the UV off. But yeah, happy with that. Not got my polarizer on again, so tell me off. But yeah, it's going well. In terms of the Nexus, nothing's changed. Still running. Quite a few people ask about my flow rates. Still as I was. I actually run at 55%. I actually increased it slightly. Oh, look at that, 111. In terms of levels, like I say, just early indicators, keep an eye out. Once the biocide drops, it drops quite quickly. It's not going to do any harm, you're not going to overflow or anything, it's just going to slow the flow down through the pond. But yeah, as I say, even with the UV off, and I had some serious algae, it's been absolutely fine. So, you can see the bottom of the pond, nice and clear. See how manky it is. So they're about 1.5 meters down. And, pretty clear. But as I say, I'll leave a link to the website down below. It's probably popping across the screen as we speak if you want to get in touch with him. Alright, so that's it for this week. Everything's up and running. See how much green in 24 hours. All the little fine stuff still getting through. But you can see how much been caught since yesterday. But yeah, I'm happy with the pond at the moment. In a minute, I'm just going to treat. Hey, get out of the way.
You get out.
So I'm going to treat with this. So we're going to do a review on this soon. So.
Bubbles.
Bubbles. So this is the Anorex Bio Logisch 4. What is that? It says Logisch 1, 2, 3, 4. Logisch 4. German. So this is yeah, fresh from Germany, so full of good bacteria. A lot of the dealers swear by it. You can't get it in this country. It has to come from Germany, as Evan has kindly told you.
Germany.
Evan, bugger off.
No.
Yeah, so we're going to put that in today or this evening. So we put a litre in for 20,000 litres. So I'm going to litre slightly over. I'm also going to do a soak of their food. So just to get it in them, I'm just going to soak some of their food in half a cupful. And but yeah, I'll let you know how I'll get on with this. But not a cheap product because you have to pay the import and the delivery at the moment. So it comes in at 100 quid, but this will last me, so that's about a year's worth. There's 10 litres in there, it's about a year's worth. But I've heard some really, really good things. I was using the Virkin, whatever it's called. Virkin. But where's it gone? Here it is. Virkin, but honestly, fucking load of old shit really. So yeah, we'll give that a go. Plus it's natural. But with that, me and my 80s glasses, we're off. So this should go up Sunday, and what is coming this week is the video for the Grow and Show if you're interested. So we've got 25 places only. It's limited spaces. Well, it's an exclusive event. So these are goshkis from Hiroi, but they're hand-picked goshkis. They're not your typical old chunder. They've all been hand-picked, so we've actually got 32. But we're going to go for 25 spaces, but I'm going to do a proper upload with that this week. So as I say, what we're going to do is we'll have the 25 spaces for the koi themselves. We'll have shows on the actual day of collection. We'll have shows, we'll have prizes on the day from various dealers. And then obviously we'll let you know what the prizes are going to be at the end of the season for best quality, fastest grown, etc. So no, that should be good. So keep an eye out for that if you're interested. I know there's been a lot of growing shows, but honestly, I've seen personally the goshki. I saw them when they come into the country, and I've seen them recently, and they are stunning. So keep an eye out for that video. I think it's going to be around the 95 quid mark. The goshki, they're around sort of 23 centimeters now. Typically they sell, I think he had them up as a dealer for was it 125 quid each, I think, 130 quid, and just sort of spoke with him and said, look, this would be fantastic if we could do a grow and show. What can you, what deal can you do? And very kindly, he's come down to 95 quid. So yes, it's good for him, it's good for us, it's good for you. But with that, I'll catch you later on. It's Monday tomorrow. Golly. And I'll catch you very soon with the grow and show upload. Be good now. Stay safe.